Welcome to It's Fate, a fantasy novel recap podcast where two friends dive into your favorite fantasy reads. I'm Morgan.
And I'm Katie, and today we're going to go over the Crescent City 3 bonus chapters.
Yes, from A House of Flame and Shadow by Sarah J. Maas. Everyone's favorite book.
Everyone's favorite book.
Okay, before we get into all of our stuff, let's pour our drinks.
Okay.
So they don't go wasted.
Yeah.
We're drinking some grapefruit spindrift. Let's see if I can. I did it.
You did it.
In cute glasses.
It's pink. Is it for pink? Bryce's pink shoes?
Yeah, except it's not showing up pink.
That's okay.
Oh well. Thought it was pink.
It's grapefruit, right?
Yeah. Grapefruits are pinkish.
I really love grapefruit. Do you like grapefruit?
Yes.
I feel like they're a controversial fruit to like.
Do you hear that? Cheers.
Cheers.
And they're in cute glasses because that's what Bryce and Danica would do if they were out. Probably not if they were at their house.
Yum. It's good.
Spindrift is so good. I also want to chug. I want to chug Spindrift.
It's hard for me to chug things with like bubbles.
I could just like keep going.
I'm gonna burp if I keep
This
going.
is what I've been drinking every night while I read.
It's really good.
And I put it in a cute glass so that I feel cute.
Cozy.
Yeah.
I love that.
How are you? How are you doing? What's new?
Stressed with work as usual.
Yeah.
I'm doing good. Other than that. Oh, my dog, Maya.
How's she doing?
She's doing great. She had surgery and she had to get stitched. She had a mass removed on her nipple. It was quite big. It was getting bigger. I know. But she's doing good. Her stitches, she got them removed. Her scar looks amazing.
Love.
I'm so glad that we don't have to watch her as much.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Good.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm good. Also, just work. Yesterday, a child tried to shove Skittles that have already had the color sucked off of them into my mouth. Oh. That was fun.
That's really gross.
Yeah.
I hate that for you.
Yeah. I had a rough
That was
meeting.
sweet, but gross.
It wasn't sweet.
Oh, it was not of niceness. Okay.
It wasn't like, oh, are you hungry? You want some of my Skittles? It was like, eat this and get out of my face. I'm mad at you. Like, I'm going to shove this in your face because you're making me work. But you know what? I actually still love this child. That's what we do.
Yeah, of course.
He's so much fun.
Sometimes it's funny.
I'm just going to say he wanted me to taste the rainbow. It honestly was kind of funny afterwards. Yeah. In the moment, I'm like, don't do that to me.
I had a kid tell me fuck you today. He has
How
autism
old?
though.
Okay.
And he's 8, I think.
Okay.
And he'll like be like, oh, no bad words. I'm like, yeah, no bad words. He tells himself.
Sweet baby.
So he just likes to say fuck you. And you know what? It is fun to say.
Yeah. We just need to teach him when it's appropriate to say it.
Which he's 8. So I don't know if he's ever.
Maybe never, but
maybe
like.
Not right now.
You know, definitely not at school to your teachers.
No.
Definitely not. That is a way to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Something else happened. Oh, I had to pretend to be a student because it was the only way to get another student to work. Oh. I pretended to be a student. I know.
Don't you work with like preschool? Not like
this was in my elementary aged class.
Oh, I didn't even know you had an elementary age.
Yeah, K through 2.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. I have a class like that too.
Yeah. It's just a kid that has some interesting stuff going on and he's obsessed with me. And so the moment I was like basically turned into Miss Rachel and pretended like I was a child. No, I didn't pretend like I was a child. That's what Blippi does and that's disturbing. Yeah. I just was like, can I do the lesson? I want to learn. Yeah. And like sat down and was like, what do I do? And then I just said, oh, I wish I had a friend to do this with me. And then he comes running over.
I love that.
You're welcome, everybody. Yeah. I'm a genius.
You are a genius.
All his work done.
Perfect.
So that was a success.
You just need to be there all the time.
Yeah. I'm there 1 day a week. Anyway, those are our work stories.
Yeah. Our little outfits.
Yes.
We're cozy,
We
comfy.
are cozy. We're going on a run vibes.
I'm getting hunt vibes.
Yeah, you're Hunt and I'm Bryce.
I have my it's cream. I can't find my white one, but it looks kind of white. Hat backwards, of course. leggings.
Mm-hmm.
Because Hunt would wear leggings.
I honestly think he would if Bryce asked him to. Yeah.
He would.
I
And
feel
a
like Bryce
t-shirt.
would wear this on a run.
I think she would too.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Love that. And honestly, this is the coziest thing we've worn
I think
since
so.
we've been recording.
I really think so. We need more of this.
I know. We'll see how long our themed outfits last. We're doing good.
We are.
I have fun. I like it.
I like it too.
It takes like the stress off of being like, what do I wear while recording?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, just gotta wear red. Boop. Yeah.
It limits.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be talking about House of Flame and Shadow. So if you haven't read the book, or if you don't care to be spoiled, but just spoiler warning for that, or the bonus chapters.
Yeah, if you haven't read really any of Crescent City, and there's definitely some stuff, not like spoilers for the ACOTAR series, but definitely
mention
a lot of characters are discussed. So just come into that with that warning.
Yes.
Okay, what did you rate House of Flame and Shadow?
I don't even know. I put IDK like a 2.75.
Okay, I initially rated it 4 stars.
Oh.
Because I was so stuck on how much I enjoyed the crossover into Prythian.
Oh.
But
that was like not that much of it.
I know, but it just like kept me going. Mm-hmm. But then thinking, you know how you get the high of the book ending? Thinking back, I'm like, it was 3 stars max. Yeah.
It wasn't that great.
No.
Which is unfortunate. I really, really loved the first Crescent City book.
I did too.
I feel like arguably probably one of her better books.
Not for me. I think more so I don't like modern fantasy very much.
Yeah. But that book, House of Earth and Blood, is that what it's called?
Very good.
Very good, especially compared to
like her first book in other series.
Yes. Or even some of, like, I didn't love Throne of Glass the first few books.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I think it's better than ACOTAR, personally.
Yeah.
I just found it more intriguing.
Yeah, I can see what you mean, because there's like, was it better written? Yes. But I love the characters in ACOTAR more, so I would rank that book higher. You know?
I don't love the Crescent City characters in the same way that I love like the Throne of Glass characters or even ACOTAR characters.
Yeah.
But the world, I think the world is so interesting.
It really is.
The story is it was interesting. It still is interesting. It just was a shit show.
It just didn't make sense.
It was too
big.
Much.
It was too much.
That book needs to be like 3 books.
3 books, I agree.
It needs to be Prythian, more detail.
Yes.
More involved.
More of that, yes.
And I don't remember the rest of the book. I do. But it's like there needs to be
chunks.
It was too much.
Yeah.
Going on.
Everything felt very rushed.
Yeah.
And we were getting really big moments from characters that nobody cares about. I attempted to summarize it.
Okay.
It was really difficult. I even asked ChatGPT to do it, and he gave me really vague details. So then I found somebody who had written out like recaps of all the chapters, and I was going to copy and paste that into ChatGPT and be like, give me a summary of all this information and I'll cite these people. It was too long. He couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Basically, he was saying this book is too long.
He said, what is going on with
Literally,
this book?
all he would give me was like, Bryce goes on thrilling adventures. I'm like, no, she doesn't. I mean, she does, but...
She does, but you never know what's going on.
Okay, so here's my summary.
Okay.
Bryce is in Prythian and gets some answers when adventuring underground with Nesta and Azrael, but then just pieces out as soon as she can. During this time, Hunt, Rune, and Braxian are being tortured by the Asteri, but Lydia is a double agent and saves them. Also during this time, Therian and Ethan are dealing with that weird wolf girl who eventually turns into a zombie, and Sabine, who eventually dies, and the Viper Queen. Through a bunch of crazy stuff, some that makes sense and some that doesn't, Bryce and Hunt reunite and team up with the Princes of Hell to stop the Asteri. Before they do this, they send her parents away to Prythian. Also, Jezebel helps and has been alive forever. Ethan and Therian are whiny babies the whole time and kind of sort of finally show up at the end to provide like the tiniest bit of help. Everyone works...
whiny babies. I'm sorry. Okay.
They are.
They are.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you ready for the rest?
I'm ready.
Everyone works together, and Bryce somehow opens a black hole portal to send the Asteri and their crystal power core away, but Bryce gets sucked into it too. But Hunt goes after her, and then Jezebel sacrifices herself so Bryce can live. Bryce is now queen or something and decides to end the Fae monarchy. The end.
Can I mention that Hunt saves her with like a magic robot?
I thought he uses the mask.
Doesn't he make the robots come to life with
The robots? What robots?
They're like the
Forgot.
They're like the, remember, because his
like
past
the Star
lover.
Wars ones. Like the Star Wars robots?
Yeah, I think so.
It's like Star Wars meets Iron Giant.
Yes.
That's the vibe I got. Okay.
Yeah, and remember his past lover came to life.
I forgot about
again.
those.
I don't know. It was weird.
Did you remember that do you remember Cormac?
Yeah.
He died in the second book.
I know.
Anyway,
So
that
much
was my
goes
big summary
I loved it.
about what happened in kind of the right order.
Yeah. I thought it was good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Should we talk about Bryce and Danica's chapter?
Yeah.
Okay. Here is my one sentence summary.
Okay, good, because I didn't summarize these. So.
Yep.
Thank
I got you. Danica gets Bryce drunk and tattoos the horn onto her back.
Oh,
That's
yeah. Which is
basically
like
all
a
that
prequel
happens.
to almost the whole series.
Yeah. Which I had no idea they had a bonus chapter.
Me neither.
So it was interesting.
Do you feel like you gained something from this bonus chapter?
No, not really. Not at all.
Did it make you like Danica more? Or dislike
No.
her more?
I didn't.
Or anything about her more?
No.
Yeah,
I felt bad for her, honestly.
know.
I felt like, I'm like, dude, you're going through a lot and you can't even tell your best friend. Why aren't you telling your best friend?
Yeah. How would you feel if your friend secretly had a magical object tattooed on your back while you were super drunk? Like purposely took you out, got you wasted to do this to
She's like
you.
spinning. Bryce keeps mentioning like everything's spinning and then she's waking up. She's like coming to consciousness.
know.
She's like everything's spinning
No,
again.
she is
and we're
like
at
on the
tattoo
verge of
parlor.
hospitalization for alcohol poisoning.
Yes. Yeah. I
And-
wouldn't be happy. Please don't ever do that
No.
to me.
Gotta get some magic first.
Yeah.
Also, could you imagine? This would never fly in real life.
Uh-huh.
You go to a tattoo parlor and someone's like, "Hey, just mix this in. Mix this in with the ink. It's just some thing that I have.
What kind of tattoo artist are you going to?
Mix in
scary.
this powder."
Well, she said it was a wolf thing.
Yeah, and she's like head of the wolves or whatever.
Yeah,
But
so I
like,
could see that.
and when
but
you can clearly see that the other person you are tattooing is not capable of consenting to anything at this time. And
No.
you're just like, yeah, give me the powder, whatever.
Whatever. It's kind of weird, but
Yeah,
I
it
got it
just
to
took
work.
forever to mix in.
It's a horn.
Yeah.
It's a powdered horn. I did notice that Danica was wearing a leather jacket in the middle of summer.
Yeah, weird.
I'd be sweating my ass off.
And they're like, your bass?
I was going to say butt, but
Change
my
your
bass.
mind, your bass.
My bass.
And they're like clubbing.
They're clubbing in the leather
It's
jacket.
hot in the clubs.
I forgot that Danica was a cop until I read this. She's basically a cop.
I like knew that,
Yeah.
but did not put that together.
Makes sense.
What
The
a-
leather. That's my...
What an interesting cop.
Yeah. Doing illegal things. I mean, not that cops do legal things.
Right, but just like, I don't know, her whole view on life. It's
yeah.
like, it's probably not what she would have chosen for herself.
No.
I think it's just how the wolves are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine going out on a work night with your goal to be back in bed by 1 a.m. and that would mean like, oh, I'm fine, I'll be ready for the day.
No.
If it gets past 10, I'm like,
I can't even really... You know, people are like, oh, I have a glass of wine.
mm-hmm.
No, alcohol ruins my sleep at night.
Oh, interesting.
So, no.
Mm.
I couldn't imagine going out partying all night. Also, Jezebel kept emailing her. It gave me anxiety with how much Jezebel was like, here, you're going to do all of this
I know,
tomorrow.
I'm like, put up some boundaries, Bryce.
It was very...
Say, I'm off the clock, Jezebel.
I didn't like it.
Good night. I don't respond to emails
Me either.
ever.
Well,
Not ever.
yeah.
But I also only work 3 days a week. So if you email me on a Friday morning, tough nubs. You're not getting a response till Tuesday.
Yeah, I don't get email notifications on my phone. I have it on my phone just in case.
Same.
But no.
No.
I don't want
And
to
if
be
you
looking at
text
that.
me about work and I don't feel like responding when I'm out of work, I won't.
Dana did that to me yesterday.
I usually will ask if I know somebody's
She
not working.
usually asks, but she also was annoyed at something, so I think she just needed to get off her chest.
Yeah.
I forgave her.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Start calling her Danya.
Danya,
She does something like
which-
that. You're being a real Danya right now. Oh, we love you, Dana.
Okay. Bryce overheard some news and she didn't really pay attention, but the news was in the background and it mentioned a blackout happening. Did you notice it? No. And I was like, wait, a blackout? Was something happening with the first light? I'm sorry. I can't take myself seriously with this hat. I just looked at myself. I'm like, oh my God. Okay. There was a blackout.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, was this from the war or was something happening with the first light before we even, Bryce even knew? Well, clearly, but I don't know either. It was just weird.
Didn't notice. Yeah. That's all I got for that chapter.
I did notice that Connor, rip, R.I.P.
Rip all of them.
Rip all of them. And Bryce, they kept they could talk to each other. You know, they like when you know someone so well where you could just like look at someone. Yeah. It was so sad.
I know.
It was so sad. I did have a question for you.
Okay, ask.
How drunk would you have to be to get a spontaneous tattoo? Not just a tattoo, like one where like, wow, I'm just going to pick.
I actually don't think I'd have to be that intoxicated.
Could you be sober?
If it was with the right people, yeah.
But what if like I pick? We're drunk together, right? Like that's what happens. Pick? We're spontaneous, and then we're like, I'm gonna get best friends tattoos.
I'd be blacked out.
Okay.
Which has only happened twice in my life, and the last time was 12 years ago. 11 years ago.
Never been blacked out drunk.
You haven't been drinking that long.
No, I also get that I'm also like almost 30, so I feel like I don't know. Yeah. Even my tolerance now. I haven't been drinking that long. My tolerance.
Well, you also just like, and just, I mean, I don't know. It's not fun. It's not fun. Bryce and Danica are romanticizing this.
Yeah. But I physically cannot, when I get really drunk, I get to a point where like my body physically is like, no, bitch, you're done. And I get grossed out by my drink. Like I won't even, I can't even get there.
Good.
It's kind of good, yeah.
Yeah, it's only happened twice. Once was an accident.
It sounds scary.
Because I lost a game and had to chug a bottle of vodka.
You're so cool.
It's so cool.
You're and so down.
Another time I was just sad.
Well.
And then a couple weeks later, I met Michael.
Oh.
And life got better.
Oh.
My grandpa had died.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Get drunk. Anytime your grandparents died.
I was not in a good environment. It wasn't good.
It wasn't a good, like,
I was fine, but like I wasn't making the best choices.
Well,
but here I'm
sorry.
Now. That's okay. It's fine. It was a long time ago.
I hope you never get drunk again. Or blackout drunk.
Yeah.
I hope you get drunk again if you would like.
I don't know.
Ever?
No.
Drunk? Just regular drunk?
No, I'm a buzz. I like a buzz.
Yeah.
I'm buzzing. Fly
Which
like
is
a bee.
Buzzing is drunk. Driving is drunk driving.
Okay.
So it's drunk.
Okay. I don't classify it as that.
Me either.
But
me either. I'm just teasing you.
Do you remember that song though? What? Man, I feel like buzzing and I fly like a bee.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay. Bryce, Nesta, and Azriel.
Yes.
They're in the caves. And they basically bond over club music.
It was so cute. I loved this.
I loved it too.
I love that we get a mention of therapy here. Bryce talks about how Randall, her stepdad, has gone to therapy. She says, no, she doesn't say therapy to Nesta and Azriel. And I'm like, you should have, because they need it.
They do.
They've probably been like, what's that? She says it to herself that he fought in the war and he's had to go to a lot of therapy.
He was a sniper.
Yeah. For the Asteri. Killing other humans.
I know. So sick. The Asteri are sick.
But I think that's the only mention of therapy we get in all of the books, which makes sense because it doesn't exist in the other worlds.
Yeah.
We just know they all need it.
Even the world where they do have a therapy.
Yeah. Well, then this is what I wrote. I said, only positive about a modern fantasy world, although it's very clear Bryce never took after her stepfather by going herself.
And it's clear that Hunt needs therapy. And
they all need it.
They all need it.
But I'm like, Bryce, you have the model in your home. Most people don't.
Yeah. Especially for a man.
Yeah.
Good job, Randall.
We love Randall.
Yeah.
He's great.
Azriel got a little bit like snappy because they mentioned his mom. And Nesta didn't realize that like he had a great mom, but had this horrible situation happen to her. And so she's like, oh, you probably have a crappy mom like
and that's why you don't talk about her.
Like me. And he got like really upset. And I just can't wait for him to like heal a little bit and start
I know.
opening up because he's so private.
I know. And I don't think you or I realized for sure that his mom was alive when we read the ACOTAR books.
Honestly, I forgot that she was alive.
We had a discussion and we couldn't figure it
Yeah.
out. We thought that maybe she was, but we weren't sure. And so here we are.
Here we are.
She's alive and not evil at all. And I feel like she's going to like have a big role
She better.
in the future.
She better.
What if we know her?
Ooh, that's a twist. She could be. I'm trying to think of like fae women, but I feel like we don't know a lot.
I know.
She could be the artist lady that helps Feyre.
Ooh, the tapestry.
Tapestry.
Oh no,
Oh,
you're
no,
talking
no.
about the I know who you're talking about.
Who she helps open up the like
The studio.
studio.
Yes,
with.
yes.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
I don't think
like
that's her.
potentially someone high up. But his dad was a lord. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm very curious about his whole situation.
Yeah. Me too.
Um.
A little weird thing.
Okay, tell me.
How the hell does Bryce's clock on her phone work in a different universe?
Very good point.
I was like, the time wouldn't work. It's like when you put your phone on like airplane mode.
And then you turn it back on, and it like takes a minute.
Yeah. Bryce, SJM.
Come on.
Come on.
Clearly, she had her music downloaded, so I guess
Yeah.
that's why it still worked.
How much storage does she have on her
I
phone?
know she has all this music, but let me tell you, when Nesta asked for music that most represented Bryce's world, I was like, all right, she's about to bust out like apple bottom jeans,
Apple bottom jeans. Is that what
boots with the fur,
would you bust out apple bottom jeans?
to represent our world?
Yeah.
Probably not, but I'm like, that's like her. I thought of like clubbing,
Yeah.
but I didn't think of like dance music. I thought of like thought of apple bottom jeans. I went back.
Get
I
low.
went deep. Get low. My humps.
My humps.
My
My
humps.
humps.
My humps. My humps.
Fergalicious.
Fergalicious.
Always hits.
I thought of like the hits when we were in middle school, early high school,
still great.
and I
music.
wanted that. Can you imagine
Yeah.
like Nesta and Azriel reacting to those videos?
to my humps.
They're like, "What are humps?
Okay,
What is she
Azriel.
talking about?"
Azriel calls clubs pleasure halls, and I was like, "Wait, they kind of are."
Yeah.
I loved it.
Oh my gosh.
It was so cute.
I also love that he connected with the heavy metal.
Mm-hmm.
So emo.
He's such a little emo boy,
Yeah.
and I'll probably love him because he is.
Yeah,
but I could never
absolutely.
have him in real life.
No, he would drive me up a wall.
Mm-hmm.
I would hate him being my partner in real life.
Me too.
Absolutely.
I can't have both of us not talking about our feelings.
I would be chasing him around the house being like, "Talk to me.
I actually
Don't
love.
run away."
Now that we're like talking about it, I actually probably would love it. I love a good chase.
No, I'm a pursuer in most things in life, but that's how I confront conflict in relationships.
I don't. I hide everything.
I'm like, let's deal with this right now.
That's so good.
And
of
if you hide behind your freaking shadows, it doesn't always handle well.
yeah.
I would be like, I would say mean things if you tried to escape my confrontation.
No, I don't get mean. I get really quiet. If I'm pissed though, I'm
Mhm.
cold.
No, I know how to hit them where it hurts.
Yeah.
My words.
It takes a lot for me to say something mean, but I feel like
It's kind of how Michael is.
Yeah, but I know where. Like I feel like
Mm-hmm.
I could hurt you if
Yeah.
I really, if you really hurt me. I'm like,
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I have no desire to hurt you.
thank you.
You're welcome. I want to protect you
Thank you.
and swaddle you like a bebe.
I would
Rock you
love
to sleep
that.
at night.
I would love that. Actually, when I am upset, I'm like, just hug me.
Oh my gosh, same.
Yeah, I'm like, shut up. Don't make me talk about anything.
I
give
love
me that.
being hugged.
Me too.
Anyway, but yeah, I think I love Azrael, but I would not love him for me ever.
Yeah. But speaking of Azrael, so I read this on Wattpad.
What's Wattpad?
You don't know what Wattpad is?
No?
Oh my god, it's a fanfic. It's like an app, but it's also a website.
Ooh,
Morgan,
I don't know this.
Okay, well, fanfic.
Okay.
It's a fanfic thing. And Azriel said, this was the quote, and it had the most comments.
This is a real quote.
It's a real quote.
Okay.
Azriel said this, and it had you can like make comments.
Uh-huh.
It had the most comments out of the whole chapter. Mm-hmm. He said, you can do good while still being bad.
Oh, yeah. I know.
I was like, okay, I'm ready.
I'm ready for you,
Azriel.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I just thought this chapter was really sweet.
Me too.
I liked it.
I liked it too.
Ember and Randall.
This is when they're in Prythian,
Yeah.
Emerald and Randall, and Emerald bonds with Nesta.
Emerald?
I literally wrote Emerald.
That's staying in. That's staying in.
Ember bonds with Nesta,
Uh-huh.
and Reese is pissed at Nesta for giving Bryce the mask.
Yes.
Yeah. I love that Nesta ruffles Reese's feathers. Like, he's so calm. He's so, like, collected. But there's something about her that just, like, gets under his skin. And I love it.
There's a moment, I think it's Ember, who says something of, like, it's like she's just observing, and she's clearly very observant.
Yeah.
And pretty discerning. Mm-hmm. And she's like, it was like a king had met his match or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Truly, in another life, it could have made a good enemies to lovers.
Mm-hmm. Or they almost had like a sibling relationship where it's like you just know, like, his tolerance for her is like I feel like the same thing with siblings, right? Like, you get annoyed and snappy,
which is honestly kind of needed in this world because everyone gets along really, really well.
Mm-hmm. It's sad that it's like always Nesta though. It's like, can someone like be backing her up?
I know.
Even Cassian. I was like, Cassian.
I had a moment. I wrote, okay, so Reese and Nesta have a stare down, and Cassian looks between them like he doesn't know who to side with. What do you think he would actually do if they truly went at it? They're never going to actually physically hurt each other.
No.
Reese is never going to kick Nesta out. Like, that's never going to happen. Mm-hmm. Nesta's never going to, like, abandon the Night Court. That's not going to happen.
No.
They're all talk with each other, let's be honest. But what if they went power to power to the death? What would Cassian do?
He better choose his mate.
I think he would have anxiety
and
just curl up into a ball.
Same. Nesta mentioned how, like, Cassian was really mad at her.
Mm-hmm. Apparently everyone was.
Yeah, but, like, Cassian was mad at her. And I'm like, Cassian, get it together, dude. I gotta trust your mate.
Yeah. I do think even Nesta, though, understood why everyone was mad at her. Like, I think she believes in her choice. She stands by it. But she's also like, yeah, I did something very ballsy. And, like, I get why everyone's mad. But she's also frustrated that they don't trust her.
I think it really shows that Reese wants to save his people, and he's not maybe as concerned with other people.
Yes.
And he's gray, and I think it's easy to forget that he's gray. Mm-hmm. But, like, I think, like, Feyre agreed with Nesta. Feyre was like, you need to lay, right? Like, there's, like, mention of, like, Feyre was like, you need to lay off her. Like, it's fine.
Even if Feyre doesn't agree with Nesta.
Yeah.
She is more of the one who's going to be like, you still can't blow up at her like that.
Yeah.
Like, you can disagree with her and not act that way.
And I agree with Nesta. I'm like, okay, well, she's saving a world.
Yeah, we also agree with Nesta because we know who Bryce is. But I did write. I wrote, Reese, we really see, like, how he's just, like, no nonsense loyalty to his people no matter what the cost. Like, he doesn't care. Mm-hmm. And I like that you mentioned the morally gray thing because people do forget that. Like, he murdered Tamlin's family. He
did awful things under the mountain.
He's the half good, half bad boy.
Yeah. Like, he's a great character, and we can just, I think when we start trying to make him into, like, this perfect, like, character who doesn't ever make mistakes, it, like, takes away from the depth of his character. I like him more that he's gray. Yeah. And, like,
I agree.
And I can understand where he's coming from. He's like, oh my God, my world, my people are going to be at risk now.
Yes. Like, now. Yeah. Absolutely.
I get it.
Do you remember? So Ember and Randall get there and they're like, where's our son? Why did Bryce leave Cooper behind?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
Mentioned that I think she like couldn't grab him. Like she just couldn't do it. And I guess Fury and Baxian is with him.
Braxian. Isn't it Braxian?
No, it's Baxian.
Oh, I definitely said Braxian.
Emerald Braxian.
Yes.
So Randall was kind of like, he's protected enough.
I know.
But do you think that's enough?
As a parent, I would have been pissed.
Ember is pissed.
Yeah, I would have been more like Ember.
I think I would have been pissed too. I also just think I'm like, okay, well, he's gonna die with everyone there. Like Fury and Baxian, like who cares?
Right, like what if the world does end? Because that's why Bryce sent Ember and Randall. It's like, if the world ends, I want you to live.
It was just weird.
It was weird.
I didn't like it.
Super weird. I was sad when this chapter ended.
Oh yeah.
Because I just wanted more Prythian. I was just like, this is so cute. I love it. Like, I want to see Ember and Nesta's conversation.
Yeah. It was so healing for Nesta.
Yeah.
I love the way that Ember sassed Reese.
Yeah. She was no nonsense too.
She was so no nonsense. I have the quote.
Ooh, tell me.
So Reese like comes in and they're like on the balcony and he's like yelling at Nesta. And Ember goes out there and he's like, I don't recall you asking to join us. And she said, you interrupted my breakfast. If you wanted privacy, you would have gone somewhere else.
I know. That's just
true.
Fact.
It's true.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I did too.
Go good. Emerald.
Emerald. Team Emerald.
Rune and Lydia.
Yes.
They get married.
It was so cute.
Lydia proposes and they get married.
In the moment, on the spot.
I loved it.
It was so sweet.
I'm in love with Lydia, to be honest.
I love them. They're very sweet.
They first are looking at some art before Lydia proposes.
Yeah, the cat art.
Well, one of it was a dog walking its owner. I kind of liked it.
The other one was a cat vomiting up Midgard.
I'm like, these kind of sound cool. I kind of would want.
I could totally picture them. Like super bright colors. Yeah.
Yeah. Just funny to me.
Mm-hmm.
Rune was like so obsessed with Lydia in this bonus chapter. Like so obsessed, saying how just perfect she was. I needed more of this in the book.
Yeah. I think too, even when I say like, oh, I love Rune, I love Lydia, it's very relative to this story. So I'm like, well, compared to everybody else, I love them. But in all reality, like, I still don't feel like I really know them.
Yeah.
After 3 books.
I know. Because there's so many characters.
So many.
So much storyline.
And you look at like Throne of Glass, because I'm always comparing to Throne of Glass, right? There are so many characters. There is 8 books. And half the characters don't even come in until halfway through the series. So you've already gotten to know all these people. And then you're like slowly getting more characters throughout. It's not, boom, here's a book with 50 characters. And I'm going to wrap up their storyline in half of the amount of time that I do with another series. It's just too much.
It's too much. Again, this series needs to be longer for it to be good.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I forgot. Oh,
go ahead.
I was going to say, I forgot the Autumn King died.
Me too. He got like, squished.
He got squished? How?
In the mountain. With Bryce and Rune. Rune was there.
Rune killed him, didn't?
Yeah. I forget. But he got squished and there was another guy there that got squished in the mountain.
No memory.
Me either.
Oops.
It's because it was anticlimactic. It wasn't. Yeah. I loved that Lydia was just like, you're so pretty to him.
I know.
They're adorable.
So they really are.
I loved it.
This really made me think that maybe Crescent City should be over. Like, it should have ended with this. It could have ended. Like, it's clear that there's problems still.
But that's it.
Yeah.
Kind of like Throne of Glass, where it's like, we don't know.
We still have to rebuild.
Yeah, but it's good now. Like, we're okay.
Yeah.
It's not like the end of the world. Well,
yes.
Kind of is the end of the energy source, but they can live. They can figure it out.
Yeah.
Rune says that he felt so much in his heart that he wanted to reinvent the word love to just embody what overflowed from his heart.
That is
Beautiful.
a Kai Azar quote if I ever heard one.
It was just,
So beautiful.
it was so good.
Yeah, they're
so
really
good.
sweet. That's really all I had to say was like, this is just so sweet.
Yeah, I just loved it. I loved everything. Do you think, how much time do you think is good? Because I was like, okay, this is obviously after
I think
everything.
they said at one point 3 months. I think it'd been 3 months.
What do you think the time jump is going to be between
good
Crescent
question.
City 3 and Crescent City 4?
Maybe like 6 months.
Yeah, I think so. This almost felt more like a sneak peek of Crescent City 4 than a bonus chapter for Crescent City 3.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It literally felt like they could have ended the series with this.
It would have been beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And taken out some of the weird stuff that happened.
Yeah. Notice that Therian and Ethan were not at the wedding.
They weren't.
They weren't mentioned, at least.
Yeah. Interesting.
So, I don't know.
Don't know.
Bryce and Hunt, the last one.
They celebrate Solstice together.
Mm-hmm. This was cute, too.
It was so cute because it's basically like Christmas.
Yeah.
It was so sweet.
I really liked seeing their fun banter and flirtiness again that we did not get at all in this book.
No. And it was a lot of like Bryce being annoyed and Hunt just start trying to show his feelings and be sad for a second.
Yeah.
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 I wanted more of their flirting and their like love together.
Mm-hmm.
We do get Hunt's love for his sunball hat.
Yes. Because it's in a little Cabbage Patch
He's
character.
so obsessed. Also, what was that?
I don't know. It made it sound like we should have known what these things were. Ceramic lettuce babies.
Ember makes them, apparently.
Yeah, I'm like trying to picture what a lettuce baby could be. Is it like a lettuce head?
I think of like regular babies. You know those like old, like, I don't know. I picture them from the 90s. But they might
Like
be from
Cabbage
before.
Patch.
Like,
The little ones.
yeah, or even like, they're like the pictures of the babies like laying in like the lettuce fields. Like the lettuce.
Yeah.
Like that's what I picture. Like little babies.
But
in
you said
these,
one was coming out of like a pea pod.
one was coming out of a nest. They're just weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
No wonder why Bryce has her like little thing.
Yeah.
What does she have? Her stuffed animal?
Oh, her ponies.
What's
Her
it called?
jubilees. Jelly
Jubilee. Jelly Jubilee.
Yes.
Yeah.
What are they called though? The ponies themselves.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
This book has too much in it.
But it was cute. What do you think of when parents keep their now grown adults' bedrooms in their home as the same they were when they were teenagers? Weirds me out.
Oh, really?
Is that like, yeah, that's so weird to me.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of, I guess it's weird because it's not like Bryce is like in college and like comes back.
Yeah, I'm saying like
Yeah.
she is married
Yeah.
and lives on her own, and you keep her twin bed with all her ponies displayed for her and her husband to stay in when they come home. Weird.
Parents are just obsessed with her.
It's weird.
I don't think it's
And
that
if
weird.
your parents do that, message me, and I want to know how you feel about it,
I'll
because
probably do that.
I'm not doing that to my children.
Why? It's their room.
No, it's not. It's my house. You're borrowing.
Oh, you know what's crazy? Oh, I don't feel that way at all.
I mean, it's their space, but like when they leave, it's my space.
Yeah, I can get that.
I don't know. It's just,
Yeah, I get that. My parents, I never lived in this house that they lived in, but they'll still say Katie's room.
I guess
It has my furniture in it.
that doesn't bother me, but
Yeah.
it's like keeping it like,
My sister doesn't have a room.
oops.
Well, they
It's
only
like
have
in
one
the
guest
movies
bedroom.
when it's like they
Yeah.
go home and all their trophies are still. It just feels like
yeah.
idolizing your child a little bit,
Mhm.
and like maybe move on. They
Yeah.
have. I don't know. That's just my take on it.
No, part of the reason why I get scared of being a mother is because I'm going to be like, how could I ever move on from my child?
I don't see it as moving on. To me, it's just like
it's not moving on, but you know what I mean. It's like
can you imagine if Malachi is done in his like baby, like he's no longer needs a nursery, so we keep the nursery as is, just for nostalgia purposes.
Do it,
and then another room he has. Weird.
No judgment. I would love you.
I would judge you. I would love you. I would judge you.
I guess, yeah. I guess I just like forgot that Bryce like wasn't in college and like didn't come home sometimes.
That is still so different to me.
Me too. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. I do think it's weird.
Also, like they're literally married. Put at least a full size bed in there for them. Come on.
They like it. They like to be bringing real close.
I would be so uncomfortable.
Twin is small.
It is so small.
Twin is super small. Not even a full.
Yeah.
Not even like
and
a
I'm not
queen.
talking about for other things. I'm talking about sleeping. Like
sleeping.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I get it. Hunt sticks out his tongue to Bryce. I really hate when characters do this in books.
Don't they do that a lot in Throne of Glass?
They do. And I'm like, dude, you're like a grown-ass adult.
But they're not. They're like 18 and 19.
Hunt and Bryce aren't.
These are grown-ass adults.
I don't remember the last time I stuck my tongue out at another, or even a kid.
I'm going to start doing it to you.
Please. Oh, I'll get cringe. You're going to judge me. No, I probably think it was funny. I guess.
No, you wouldn't?
I wouldn't.
Maybe. I'll try it. I'll try it in the natural.
Try it to Michael.
Oh, okay. I could see it being cute in that way.
Yeah.
But
try it to someone. Try it to like Dana. Try it to someone, not me, and see their reaction.
Okay.
And then be like, hey, how'd you feel when I stuck my tongue?
Let's pause for a second. Let's think about what just happened here. How did that make you feel?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
I love it.
All right. I'll do it.
I paid no attention to the world building when Bryce was like talking about their god and why they celebrate Solstice.
Oh my gosh. This was talked about in all the books. Clethana and somebody, Midas or I don't know.
Silas.
Solstice. It's definitely Solstice because they're celebrating. Even throughout the book, didn't really make it was much too complicated for me to follow.
There's too much for me to remember.
Yeah, I was just like, not that important. Moving on.
I did. The only time I did pay attention when Bryce was describing how the two peaks from the mountain and like the sun comes out.
Yeah, it looks like the hug of into the boob.
Yeah, she said Solstice's face between Cathona's tits.
Yeah,
I'm like, Bryce, you're so vulgar. And
I know.
love it.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hunts for Solstice without his mom. Well, since his mom, I loved it.
Bryce actually like recognized that he might feel things.
Good job, Bryce.
Progress. Maybe she's going to see Randall's therapist.
I hope so. She needs it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't have any other notes from this one.
Me either.
What was your favorite bonus chapter?
Probably Bryn and Lydia's.
Mine was Bryce, Nesta, and Azriel.
Okay. Yeah. Theirs was good too.
Does reading these make you excited for the next Crescent City book?
No.
Same.
I just am like, okay, I get they have to figure out what what they're gonna do without First Light. I get that.
And then what? Like, that's gonna be so boring.
Especially, that's why I'm like, this series should have been so much longer. This book, I even think the second book could have.
I agree.
Been like had more juice in there.
I agree.
And separated.
And we could have gotten to know the characters more and loved them more, and things felt so rushed. Like, literally the characters are even like, oh my gosh. It was not good.
Not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any predictions for the next book? I mean, we just kind of talked about it, but
Ethan's going to fall in love
with the dead wolf girl?
No, with the other girl, his friend. It was another wolf.
Amelia.
I don't remember.
I don't know where that came from.
Dang, I'm impressed you remembered her name.
Can't remember.
Therian and his wife are going to fall in love.
I forgot they got married.
I kind of like that.
I like that storyline.
Yeah.
The next one is going to be the sea, right? That's the last house.
Yeah.
It's going to be.
They're going to be working with the Ocean Queen to figure out how she uses her power to charge the sea charger.
Yeah. But that's just still.
I know, it's not that interesting.
I know. I don't know.
I don't think it's good smut, at least.
I don't think we're going to get it for a long time.
Well, after we dragged SJM through the mud. Well, you know what? I hope she takes her time.
Also, I don't think she's coming out with ACOTAR until like 2026. And that's the next book that's
Good.
coming out.
She needs to take her time.
Yeah, that book needs to be phenomenal.
It needs to be good. She needs to take her time. She needs to focus on what it's gonna be.
There's plenty of other things to keep us going. Onyx Storm, pre-order now. I'm gonna take the day off work when it gets to my house.
Huh? What are you even talking about?
Onyx Storm.
Oh,
I'm just talking about things that are gonna keep us going.
I heard you. I heard something. I didn't.
Fearless is gonna come out.
Fearless is gonna come out.
The next Quicksilver book comes out next year.
There's gonna be new
stuff. There's something else. I can't remember.
I'm really bad at keeping track of what's coming.
I can't remember. But yeah, there's so much.
We're gonna get things, and it's gonna be nice. SJM, take your time. Let it cook.
You do you, girly.
You do you, because you obviously can do it well. We've seen it. You've done it.
You're also a wife and a mother.
We get it.
And life happens.
I would rather wait a long time for a really good book than wait for a short time for a shit show. Like
Same.
Same.
Yeah, how quickly did that one come out? After
way too quick. I don't know.
After House of Breath and Sky and Breath.
Their names are too long.
I know. My gosh, it's our bedtime.
It is. I'm gonna go home.
I know. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you. Morgan's going on a beach trip.
Have
fun at the beach.
Thank you. I'm excited.
You deserve it. Your eyes look a little glossy from your sickness.
I know.
Not from anything else, I promise.
I'm tired. It's like I'm like suddenly like whoop, all the adrenaline is gone.
Me too.
So, on that note, next we are covering the Caraval series.
Yeah, I'm excited.
By Stephanie Garber. I'm very excited too. I've already read 1.25 book.
Impressive.
It's only because I was sick.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks. Follow us on social media. It's Fate Podcast. Rate, review, subscribe.
Thanks.
Bye.